This video is to explain how to complete forms to ask the court to stop the cost of living adjustment, called COLA for short, on a child support obligation through the expedited process in Minnesota. The expedited process is used if the county child support office is involved in the case. Even if you are filing in the district court and not the expedited process, you may still find this video helpful. Most Minnesota basic child support orders require a COLA increase every 2 years, or in other words, every other year. The motion to stop COLA forms are used when you have received a notice of a cost of living adjustment from the county child support office or from the other party, and you want to ask the court to stop the cost of living increase on your child support obligation. This video is separated into 5 chapters. These chapters are the introduction and overview of forms, a motion to stop COLA, an affidavit in support of motion to stop COLA, the service and affidavit of service, finishing steps, and fee waiver forms if needed. This video will show you how to fill out the forms correctly, how to get a hearing date, tips and instructions on proper service of the forms, and how to file your forms with the court. Please remember that self-help staff, local court staff, and child support officers cannot give you legal advice on your case. If you need legal advice, please visit the Minnesota Judicial Branch website at www.mncourts.gov/findalawyer to find legal advice resources, including free legal advice clinics. There are several forms you will need to complete in order to serve and file a motion to stop COLA. The forms included in the motion to stop COLA packet are the instructions, the motion to stop COLA, an affidavit supporting motion to stop COLA, affidavit of service, instructions for restricted identifiers and cover sheet for non-public documents, confidential information form, and the cover sheet for non-public documents. To make it easier to find all the forms you will need, the forms are grouped into packets. Each form in the packet has a form number on the bottom left-hand corner. The expedited process forms have CSX in the form number. To get these forms, visit www.mncourts.gov/forms and select the child support category. Then look for the packet for the motion to stop COLA under the expedited process heading. Be sure to get every form listed in the packet to make sure you have the instructions in all the forms you need. Depending on your situation, you may also need the request for county to serve papers. This form is used if you do not know the other party's address and have no way of finding it. And the fee waiver forms. These forms are used if you could not afford the filing fee and want to ask the judicial officer to waive all or a portion of the filing fee. You can fill out your forms by hand on paper or electronically by using the fillable smart forms. For information about fillable smart forms, visit the Court Forms Help topic. Be sure to read through the frequently asked questions on how to set up your browser settings to open the forms. Links are on the Court Forms page. In order to fill out the forms, you will need the following information: the address of the other party, and copies of your federal income tax returns for the last 3 years. Now you might be asking yourself, how can I get copies of my income tax returns for the past 3 years? If you file taxes but did not keep copies, you can contact the Internal Revenue Service, or IRS, for copies of your tax returns. Go to the IRS website, www.irs.gov, for more information. If you request copies, be sure to ask how long it takes to get the copies. If you do not file income taxes, you can show other proof of your gross income for the last 3 years by including documents such as W-2 statements or pay stubs. In expedited process cases, the Child Support Agency takes steps to apply COLA increases to child support orders. Unless you challenge the COLA increase by serving and filing the motion to stop COLA by April 30th, the Child Support Agency will adjust your child support obligation on May 1st. Be aware that the person filing the motion to stop COLA has the burden of proof. That means you have to prove that your income has not increased over the past 3 years, or at least has not increased enough for a cost of living adjustment. If you don't know what documentation to provide, you may need to talk with a lawyer and get some legal advice. This is the end of Chapter 1. Click on Chapter 2 to learn how to fill out the motion to stop COLA form and the affidavit in support of motion to stop COLA form.